Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live show. Where do we begin? Where do we begin, guys? We have got Nicolas Jackson ruled out until April. We have got Romeo Lavia also ruled out until April. We are an absolute shambles, And we've also got the gaffer coming out today saying that he was told that top four wasn't a target this season and the Champions League was a target for next year. So where on earth do we go from here? Where on earth do we go from here? But don't worry, guys, because there's some transfer dopamine, because that's what happens at Chelsea. You get some bad news and they quickly try and put out some good news, you know, to make us feel like they're doing stuff. So apparently Chelsea keeping a close eye on Benjamin Sesko. We're also tracking Conrad harder at Sporting Lisbon. Why go for Victor Gyökeres when you can go for his replacement instead? Makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? We are well and truly season done, in the bin. We are finished. Absolutely finished. And this football club treats us like complete and utter mugs. Complete and utter mugs. You know, they think they were going to fall for this shit. Oh, this was all part of the plan. Oh, you know, we were just unlucky that two strikers got injured in the same game. No, you failed to prepare and you get punished. And that is exactly what's happened to us. Yes, in isolation, it's unfortunate for two strikers to get injured in one game. But it's not bad luck when you consistently fail to prepare and have adequate cover in key positions. That's not bad luck, guys. That is piss poor planning, shocking squad building. And once again, everyone has been patting themselves on the fucking back. Absolutely shambolic. Absolutely shambolic. I don't even know what to say. But do you know what the worst thing about all of this is, right? The worst thing about it was that it was entirely predictable. We could all see it coming a mile off. And the powers that be just sat there and allowed it to happen and just watched it happen and watched it unfold in front of their own eyes. But don't worry, guys. This was part of the plan, wasn't it? This was the plan. Oh, we're now hearing that, you know, our top targets weren't available in January. Oh, that's convenient now that, you know, now that our lack of squad building and dog shit window has been exposed. How convenient that those guys, they weren't available in January. We didn't even try. We didn't even try. How do you know they weren't available? If you put enough money on the table, they would have been available. So let's stop with this complete and utter nonsense just for one day. For one day, can we just have no bullshit? For one day, can we just have it where the club don't try and treat us like complete and utter idiots and think we're just going to lap up whatever nonsense they put out and it's all going to be fine? It's bullshit. It's bullshit. And they go, you know, oh, but nobody's available in January. This is not about January. That was just one window out of the last, 4 or 5 transfer windows that you have failed to buy a striker. So why are we now making excuses? Oh, our targets weren't available in January. What about the other 4 windows? Where was the striker then? We're past excuses now. No excuses wash with this bullshit. So can we please stop with this nonsense that I'm hearing people saying, oh, you know, but who was available? Nobody can predict injuries. It's bullshit. It's complete and utter bullshit. So can we just stop with the nonsense? You know, how there's fans out there who are still defending these sporting directors and still defending the way the squad's been put together and still thinking these lot are doing a good job. Guys, have some shame, have some standards, because what is happening right now from top to bottom is completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. But guys, before I get any further into it, let me just quickly point you in the directions of Jerseys FC, new partnership with myself and Jerseys FC, guys. If you wish to get your Chelsea shirts, you can get 20% off all Chelsea kits using the code BLUEBROTHER at jerseysfcsoccershop.com. Link will be in the description, guys, and you can get names, numbers, badges, whatever else you want on the back. So link in the description, guys. Use code BLUEBROTHER at checkout for 20% off and get 20% off your Chelsea kits, guys. Let's get back into it. Let's just start with it then. Let's start with the Nicolas Jackson news. Obviously, came out last night. Heads were hot, very, very hot when this news came out. Nicolas Jackson ruled out until after the international break following a scan on Wednesday. And this is the next thing. When I'm talking about BS coming out from the football club, Chelsea confident the squad can cope with the absence of Jackson and Guiu. We're confident, are we? So the same squad that wasn't coping when we had both of them, we're now confident that the squad can cope without them. Interesting, that. Really interesting. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So we couldn't cope when we had both of them. And now we're going to cope, but somehow we're now going to cope when they're both here. And this is bullshit. This is complete and utter nonsense. This is what we refer to. This is what we refer to about them taking us for absolute idiots. You know, we were in trouble when Jackson was fit. We spent over £1 billion and we don't have a single fit recognised striker. But apparently it's okay, though, guys, because we signed a 19-year-old midfielder who's getting ready to go on loan to Strasbourg next season. It is absolutely pathetic. And this just stinks of these clueless, dumb and dumber, the Chuckle brothers, trying to justify their awful decisions. The ownership need to wake up. Wake up and get rid of these absolute clowns who are running this football club into the ground, who have put together a squad who are not fit for purpose. It's nonsense. In fairness, the scan, I mean, I don't know what's going on. Maresca's been doing a lot of lying in press conferences recently. He is obviously probably towing the company line, saying what he's been told to say, doesn't want to step out of line. But this was so predictable. So predictable. When you make decisions like this, not to invest in the squad and ignore what's going on, then that's when you are unfortunately going to get punished for these sorts of things. And people are trying to palm it off as bad luck. No, it's not. No, it isn't. Where was your striker the previous 4 windows? Where was the striker last summer? Where was the striker this January? It's not good enough. Top to bottom, unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. And it's now just... The worst thing about this is, guys, is that it's just seemingly accepted around Chelsea that the Chuckle brothers face no consequences. They've overseen 2 of the most incompetent and self-sabotaging transfer windows we've ever seen at this football club. And it sums up that these guys are seemingly untouchable. And it sums up, guys, really, the tragic demise of this football club and how far away we actually are from being serious and actually are from competing. Yep, we have to make do with Christopher Nkunku. Maybe we play Cole Palmer as a false 9. Maybe we see a winger play down the middle, or maybe we have to turn to the academy. Maybe we try someone from there. But yeah, we're done. We are dusted, guys. We are done and dusted. Finished. Completely and utterly finished, guys. There's nothing else to say. Nothing else to say on that front. We're finished. And you make bad decisions, you get punished for them. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. It's an absolute shambles. Absolute shambles. The only options we've got now are Christopher Nkunku up front or Cole Palmer playing as a false 9. Both shocking options. Both options that are not going to help us qualify for the top 4. Guiu's going to be out for a while. Maresca said weeks before the Brighton game in the FA Cup. I've got no idea when we're going to see him again. Yeah, of course he is, because he asked for a striker. He's not getting what he asked for. And then we're just getting BS lines that are trotted out. BS, BS, BS. And, you know, they expect fans to believe it. Yeah, of course they will. These decisions that we've made have cost us Champions League football. There is no way we are finishing in the top 4 with no striker. Absolutely no chance. No chance whatsoever. Did you see that Roman is cleared by the EU? I don't know. I don't know. That's well beyond me. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. This is what we asked for, shitting on Jackson week in, week out, and not looking at the positives he brings. Well, it's not even that. It's just you're running someone into the ground. We were waiting for this to happen. It's not going to be long before something like this happens to Caicedo, because we're just running these players into the ground. No rotation, no options. And it's all self-sabotage. Self-sabotage. And this is the first time, by the way, that I can remember a season being ruined by those above. A season being ruined by those above. No, bro, he's out for the season. I keep seeing people saying this. That Fofana was recalled from loan because he's out for the season. He's out for 4 months. He had knee surgery. He's done and dusted. Finitoed. So yeah, it's long. It's long for us, guys. It's not looking good. And it was just so entirely predictable. So entirely predictable. And of course they're confident, because this was their plan all along. All along. This was their plan. It's just beggars belief. It is absolutely unbelievable how we've just sabotaged our season. Because yes, we're still 4th. Fine. People still point out we're 4th. I understand that. Does any Chelsea fan genuinely believe that we're finishing 4th? No, I don't think they do. And if they do, then they're head in the clouds on a different planet. The top 4 was going to be a struggle with the squad as it was right now. Top 4 with no strikers, finitoed. Get job done. Season is over, guys. You know, we'll win the Conference League, and maybe we just have to hope that we can finish 5th, and 5th gets Champions League. That's where we're at. That is where we're at right now. You know, the model is not going to work. This model doesn't work. It's very simple how this model does not work. You know, you're putting together a load of kids with no experience, no know-how. I'm not surprised that fans are starting to check out. You know, this is going to be a grim 3 months to the end of the season. It's going to be very, very grim, guys. We're going to be struggling. It is going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle, guys. You got people saying that they checked out at Ipswich. Fair enough. The owners are more concerned about swapping players. Yeah, bro, they are. They're more concerned about finding the next shiny, as it were. You know, this is what we're doing now. This is what we're doing. So we've got no Nicolas Jackson. You could see in December that Jackson was tired. We were running him into the ground. Is there really a surprise that this has happened? No one is surprised that our players are getting injured because we've got a shit squad and no options, and we're running players into the ground. But apparently buying a striker in January wasn't a priority. Don't worry about it, guys. Don't worry about it. Look, at the end of the day, whether we somehow scrape top 4 or not, the directors have got to go. There has to be a level of accountability for a shit summer window, a shit January window, shit briefs, finger pointing. There has to be consequences. Why has Chelsea become a club why there is no consequences for shit? Why? You know? Why? Why? It's nonsense. Absolutely nonsense, guys. You know, and people are talking about bad luck. Fuck off. We needed a striker without the injuries. We've had a lack of depth in this centre forward position for years and years and years. The blame lies at the door of two individuals for not addressing this and leaving us exposed to a situation like this. And you've got idiots saying that, oh no, we couldn't have predicted they'd have it both get injured in the first game after the window shutted. Oh, how could we predict that? Oh, well, I'm not blaming anyone. We can't see the future. This is what happens. It's bullshit. It's like people don't believe in planning. It's like saying, I'm not going to bother having car insurance, and then saying, I didn't predict I was going to be involved in an accident, so I didn't get any car insurance. Fuck off with your bullshit. It's nonsense. It is absolutely ridiculous. The whole lot need to go. Top to bottom need to go at the end of the day. It's that simple, guys. It is that simple for me. The whole lot need to go. In terms of options that we've got, I mean, Jesus Christ, where do we begin? And this is the next one, which is interesting, guys, because obviously now it's going to be Christopher Nkunku as the option. And that in itself is very interesting, because if I remember correctly, guys, we tried to sell Nkunku last month, and now the season pretty much rests on him leading the line. But Maresca said he's not a number 9, even though in pre-season Maresca said Nkunku can play as a 9. Now he's saying, he can't play as a 9. The situation here is very simple with Nkunku. He's not in the long-term plans. We tried to get rid of him in January. We know he was in talks to leave the football club, and he was priced out. He was priced out of a move at the end of the day, or we didn't let the move happen because there was no Matthias Tell coming in the old school in the other direction. We know Nkunku's on a different contract compared to what players are on now. The wages don't fit in with the structure and whatnot. And it's obvious, that the club don't want him here anymore. And they want to force him out. But ultimately, it's very, very strange, isn't it? Very, very strange how he's saying one thing. He said, Nkunku isn't a centre forward, but in pre-season he was praising his versatility and saying he could absolutely play as a number 9. So what's going on here? What's going on here? But he's going to get the run of Premier League starts that he's been looking for since joining the club. No more excuses with these guys. No more excuses for him. And it's now on the gaffer. You've got to use this guy. So you need to find a way of getting more out of him. Simple as that. You have to find a way of getting more out of him. You need this guy. Using him the way that you've been using him this season is completely and utterly pointless. Completely and utterly pointless. You need to find a way to get it. You need to find a way to get more out of him. If that means playing him as a 10, then you do that and you put Palmer to the right. And well, we can't even play him as a 10 unless you play Palmer down the middle. But that doesn't really make sense either. It's just, honestly, it's nonsense, isn't it? You've got to find a way to make this work. The season is over with Nkunku up front. It's as simple as that. It is like playing with 10 men. We all watched him at the weekend. We've all watched him throughout the season. We're not going to be winning many, if any, Premier League games with him playing as a 9 in this current system. Something has to change. Maresca knows it. He wanted him out in January. He now has to find the solution, because this guy can help us. This guy can help us. But he can only help us if the system's right. That is the only way that he's going to help us, is if the system is correct. And I'm not sure if the system is correct. I'm not sure if Maresca's got it in him to switch things up in order to get more out of Nkunku to help suit the team. I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure about it. it's a difficult one, isn't it? It's a really difficult one, guys. I don't know. I don't know what to expect here. I really don't know what to expect. But what I do know, well, there's not much we can do. There's not much that we can do. We just have to hope for the best. We're just going to have to hope and pray that Maresca manages to stumble across a system that works out. That's what we can do. But we've seen all season that he's played the same way. There's been very little tactical switch up. So is that now suddenly going to happen now that he's been forced into it? Yeah, maybe it might do. But ultimately, there's very, very few solutions to the issues that we're currently facing. And the press is going to be ridiculous now. With no Jackson, the press is going to be shocking. We're going to have Nkunku, who doesn't press. You're going to have Sancho, who doesn't really press. You've got Palmer. You're going to have to try something as Nkunku, or maybe have Sancho coming in as a 10 or Neto or something with Palmer up top. But it requires the manager to be flexible. And right now, guys, I've not seen any evidence that this manager is going to be flexible, that this manager has demonstrated that he's prepared to be flexible. I'm not seeing that. I'm simply not seeing it, that this manager is prepared to be flexible. We're going to have to try some sort of false nine. That's the only thing that we've got. And we know that a false nine doesn't really work in this team. I mean, maybe we try. Maybe we try, guys. I'm struggling to see how it'd be any worse than anything else we've got at the moment. Yes, I saw the 67 points is projected to be enough to finish top 5. Having gone through all the fixtures, I can't even see us getting 60. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Yeah, he probably is. We got to try something. We got to try something. This is how fucked we are now. Is that we're looking at having to play wingers as false nines. It's no good, guys. It is no good, and it's unacceptable. But we put ourselves in this position. There's only one person. There's only two people to blame here, and that's the sporting directors. It's as simple as that. But where's the cover? Because now Nkunku's Palmer's cover at 10, but Nkunku's going to have to play as a 9. So where's the cover for Palmer at 10? Where's the cover for Nkunku? So we now got another 2 players who we're going to be running into the ground over the next few weeks. It's beggars belief, guys. It is absolutely beggars belief. Washington. I mean, yeah. Look. Anyone who's an attacking player in this squad right now has got a chance of playing as a false 9. Anyone who's attacking. But it goes back to squad depth. Where's the depth now? Does Dewsbury Hall become a cover at number 10? Or does Enzo become cover at 10? And then Dewsbury Hall becomes cover in midfield. But then who's the cover for Dewsbury Hall? Like, it's so stupid. It's honestly, and you've got people defending it. It's indefensible. There's not a single way possible, guys, that anyone can defend what's going on. Felix going on loan looks like a joke now. Well, look, the only reason it's bad is because no one else came in. I don't have an issue with Felix going on loan or going because he contributed nothing in the first half of the season. But what I do have an issue with is the fact that no one came in and we actively weakened the squad. That's where the problems lie. No, they didn't. It's that owners bought them there, but they're also doing a shit job. It's both things can be true. The sporting directors are incompetent. They've got to go. They take a lot of the blame. The ownership have to take the blame for employing these guys. Bro, there's collective responsibility from ownership and directors. You know, the directors are not doing a good enough job, and the ownership shouldn't have employed them in the first place and are allowing them to get away with murder. There are issues from top to bottom at this football club. Issues from top to bottom. Like the fact that Nkunku is going to suddenly be the solution. I'm just thinking, hang on a second. You tried to get rid of this guy. We know this guy's not the solution. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here? I said it at the time. This January window, it's going to cost us Champions League football if we didn't do it. Though Datri Fofana's injured. Yeah, we should have done. We should have bought a striker in. And it's cop-out, weak, piss-poor mentality when you hear people saying, oh, there were no strikers available. You know, well, we couldn't get anyone. No, we shouldn't have been scrambling around this month. We should have signed one in the summer. We should have signed one in the previous 2 or 3 windows. Oh, yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, he is. No, he is. Absolutely. I agree, bro. I agree. He's absolutely the problem right now. Absolutely. Bro, are we really doing this? Is this what we're doing? This is what we're doing, right? The reason we didn't sign John Duran is nothing to do with Conor Gallagher. The reason we didn't sign Duran is because we had concerns over his attitude and we pulled out of a deal for £40 million. That's no one else's fault other than the directors. That's no one else's fault. Simple as that. If you can't do business without trying to flog someone else off in the other direction, that's on you. The sole reason we didn't get John Duran was because the directors didn't want him. They decided against it. Seriously, the players to step up, improve, all of them. Our standards have dropped over the... Yeah, they have. The standards have dropped. Absolutely. We were getting so much out of this team 6 weeks ago, and now they're getting nothing. Now they're getting nothing. Yes, bro, those GNA, all of them are coming in the fucking Conference League, pretty much. We've all watched Nkunku as a number 9. He's not a 9. It's like playing with 10 men when he plays as a 9. We all know this. Football's not black and white, just, oh, GNA, that means he's good. Look where the GNA's come from. Look at how he's played in the Premier League as a 9. It's been shocking. It's been absolutely shocking. But guys, don't worry though, because like clockwork, there's been links to strikers. Wow. Like clockwork. Chelsea are interested in exploring a move for Victor Gyökeres' understudy at Sporting Lisbon, Conrad Harder. Why go for the real thing when you can have the knockoff version? I'm not saying he's a knockoff version, by the way, but why go for the real thing when you could get the understudy instead? You could get the understudy instead, guys. What wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Great business, may I say. Great business. Why go for Gyökeres when you can go and sign his replacement instead? It's mental. Absolutely mental. But well done, guys. Well done, though. Good job. I mean, Conrad Harder, talented kid. Again, another kid. Another kid. We don't need him. What is the point? What is the point right now? We are just a nonsense club right now. You know, we're just a nonsense club right now. We've got players who have got more fight on social media than they do on the fucking pitch. This Conrad Harder, you know, he's obviously clearly the Gyökeres replacement. But it's peak out here, guys. It is peak out here. Let's see what this is saying, though. Let's see what this is saying, though, about Conrad Harder. Let's see what we've got going on right now. Let's see what we've got going on here before we go any further. No, absolutely not. Yeah, I probably would as well. But let's see what this is. Let's see what this article is saying, though, guys. Let's see what the article is saying in regards to Chelsea and Conrad Harder. You know, this is like having sort of the best version available, but you decide to go and buy a Temu version. Might be a little bit harsh on Harder, but that's what we're doing here. That is what we're doing here, guys. Victor Gyökeres may not be the only Sporting Lisbon striker destined for the Premier League. Goal machine Gyökeres is believed to be on the radar of his former manager Amorim at Man United, among others. TalkSport understands his understudy, Conrad Harder, is also attracting interest from clubs including Chelsea. The 19-year-old Dane is not as prolific as Gyökeres, but still scored a respectable 9 goals in all competitions this term. Chelsea had scouts watch Harder, who's valued at £15 million on several occasions, as they look to recruit a new number 9 to compete with Nicolas Jackson. Guys, let's be honest here. I never said it was easy, but why are we not trying? Why are we not even targeting these kind of players? You know, I'm sick of people making excuses for the way that we're operating. Sick and tired of it. Why do people make excuses for the way that we're operating? There are no excuses for how we're operating right now. It is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. No, I don't think they can. But we're not getting Gyökeres, so it's irrelevant whether United can afford him or not. Yeah, no, he is. You can see like those press conferences from earlier in the season where he was confident about, you know, he was upfront, he was honest, he was speaking his mind. You can see that slowly draining away from him. And now he's just telling what we all know are barefaced lies to most things right now. That's what we are right now. That is exactly what we are right now. How is signing a Conrad Harder? How is signing a Liam Delap? That's not taking us to the next level, guys. It's not. Yeah, okay, it gives us another striker and another option. You know, where does that put us? Where does that put us? You know, it doesn't put us anywhere. It gives us another option, but it doesn't suddenly elevate us to some sort of team that's going to contend. It simply doesn't. I'm so tired of this Project Youth model. Yeah, bro, you and me both. That's probably why. Yeah, that's exactly why. Are you worried? Yeah, I am worried, mate. I absolutely am, because the season is falling apart. It's unraveling. We're in big problems. Big problems. No, he doesn't need to be sacked. No, the manager is not the biggest problem. Not the biggest problem. He needs to do better, but he absolutely doesn't need to be sacked. Yeah, he would be for the summer because there's no window open now. Yeah, if you listened to me at the time, I said that I would take him because we desperately need another forward. That's why. I'm not like a huge Evan Ferguson fan, but he would have been better than having absolutely no one. And at least we would have had an option on the pitch to try and do something for us. That's what I'm saying. No, but if you listen to what I said, it needs to be organised appropriately, because when you see a protest and about 5 or 10 people turn up, that's not doing anything. You need to get, as I said, you need to get the relevant parties on board. That's the supporters trust, the fan advisory board, whatever it may be. Get your points out, advertise it properly, ensure that loads of people are going to turn up. Because if an ownership sees a mass protest where a lot of people are turning up, that will make a difference. What isn't making a difference is 5 or 10 people turning up to something that has got good intentions behind it, but hasn't been planned properly. And that ownership might see that and think, well, that doesn't really represent what the fan base feel like, because about 5 or 10 people have turned up. That's the point that I'm making, is that if you're going to do something, you've got to do it properly. And that's the point I'm making. They are. This can be rectified, but we're actively choosing not to rectify it. We're actively choosing not to. Yeah, potentially we could be. Potentially we could be. We for me, we'd definitely be ahead of Nottingham Forest. We'd be ahead of Nottingham Forest for sure. If we had a top striker. I think we'd be ahead of Forest. Someone who's like an old school bagsman. You know, we need one of them. We need one of them. Yeah, but bro, people say this all the time. But even if fans stop going, there will always be people in the stadium. There will always be people in the stadium. He's injured. That's why he's recalled from loan, because he's injured. They can adjust it. I'm not like they're not going to fully change it. But yeah, look, Conrad Harder again, great. It's a young striker. I almost feel like, you know, Chelsea's name just gets linked with young strikers. Mate, it's not my responsibility. It's not my responsibility. People, you know, talk a big game and then don't organise anything. You know, it's not my responsibility to organise something. You know, that's the reality. It's the responsibility of people who have got the position that can get a message to the football club. That's the thing. You know, you need supporters trust on board. You need to get fan advisory board. You know, you need to get these bodies on board, because otherwise you're going to have a situation where there's good intentions behind it, but you don't get anyone turning up, and that massively dilutes and weakens the message. You know, it dilutes and weakens the message. Bro, there's nothing it's indefensible right now. It's indefensible right now what is happening, how we're being run, how we're operating. There's no escaping that. Absolutely no escaping that right now. And I don't think anyone's confident that there's going to be any sort of change. The manager doesn't need to be sacked. He doesn't need to be sacked. They don't care if we don't get Champions League football, because it would mean they have to spend more money on experience. Yeah, maybe they're not asked. Maybe they're not bothered. But look, Conrad Harder, whatever. Sort of kind of just numb to it. You know, he's whatever. It's another young player. Let's wait and see what happens. But look, he's a talented boy. But this is not the level that's going to elevate us. It's not the level that's going to elevate us. You know, and then you know we're getting, and then we get stuff about, you know, Benjamin Sesko, Victor Gyökeres, all this lot, where I'm just like, guys, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? You know, what are we doing here? Bro, people can call it out, and people are calling it out, you know, but just calling something out, you know, doesn't instantly lead to change. That's the reality here. It doesn't instantly lead to change. You know, change is very difficult to enforce. Very, very difficult. So yeah, it is problematic. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, they like Harder. One because he's got talent, obviously, but two, he's cheap and he's easy to sign, and his resale value, and he fits into the project. And this is what we've become now, a team that focuses on resale value, focuses on finance, rather than focusing on how a player may potentially make a difference and improve the team. That's what we're doing here, guys. That is what we're doing here. But hey, don't worry. Don't worry about it, guys, because we got some good loan fees in January, so everything's fine. We sabotaged the squad. We probably cost ourselves top four, but it's okay, guys, because we got good loan fees in, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Good loan fees came in January. We're happy. We're happy. We're happy. We're happy. So yeah, good job, guys. Good job. Yeah, this is it. You know, you can put pressure on an ownership group, but ultimately they're going to do what they want. They will do what they want. Um, you know, they will do what they want. Guys are throwing out names for the summer to get us off the scent. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. We've seen this game before. You know, after some bad news, uh, there's immediately transfer news or links with players. This is what we do, guys. This is what we do. The manager has got to do better, sure, but let's not pretend that we're not doing well or that we were in a better position last season. Because let's throw it back 12 months. We were mid-table, so let's not do this Pochettino revisionism where let's pretend that things were okay, were fine last season. They weren't. We were mid-table this time last season. We're now fourth. It's night and day. We're going for a difficult spell. We are not playing well. The manager needs to find a way to get more out of this group like he was getting out of them earlier in the season. That means he's got to change a few things up. That means he needs to try some different things to get some different results. Because right now, when you keep doing the same thing, you're just going to keep getting the same results. That's the reality here. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable that we're out of the cups. Absolutely not. But we're in a much better position than we were this time last year. Sure, we were still in the cups, but league-wise, I'd rather be top four than mid-table. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't. Yes, mate. I don't know why people are doing up this Pochettino revisionism. We were mid-table this time last season. I don't care about win percentages. I don't care about that. Look, tell me where we were in the table this time last year, because we weren't fourth. We were mid-table, and so when I see us in fourth, 12 months on from being in mid-table, that is an improvement. You can bring whatever stats you want to bring to the table, but when you're 12th, when you're mid-table this time last year, and the following year you are fourth at this stage of the season, that is an improvement. Regardless of what stats you want to bring to the table, that is an improvement. Yeah, we probably won't be, but that isn't the point. The point is that we're in a better position now than we were this time last season. That is the point that I'm making, guys. People, keep smashing the like button as well. We're 114 in the building. Make sure you are running those likes up. Subscribe if you're new around here. All that good stuff. You lot know exactly what to do. You lot know exactly what to do. So please do smash the likes. All the good stuff. Get it done, guys. Get it done. But let's run it up, people. We're 115 in the building. We're not even on 50 likes. Come on, guys. Let's smash the like button. Let's get it done. I wouldn't say, look, he scored 9 goals this season. He's a teenager. I think he only joined recently. But yeah, it's not what we're looking for. It's not what we're looking for. But yeah, Conrad Harder. Maybe he comes. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But then you get stuff like this, which is just nonsense. It looks like we're going to get Liam Delap. I honestly think Liam Delap is the one we're going to end up with. Primary targets such as Liam Delap and Benjamin Sesko were simply not available in January. Guys, everybody is available for the right price. Everybody's available for the right price. This is what we're saying here. Everyone is available for the right price. It's the fact that we're just not even seemingly trying. Why are we not trying? Let's at least try. Why would we not do that? I'm not saying you're going to get everyone that you go for, but let's at least try. Let's put pressure. Let's give these players something to think about. You know? Yeah, I would probably rather have Sesko as well. But this idea that targets simply aren't available, I'm not subscribing to that trail of thought, because it's just a defeatist, loserish mentality. It's a defeatist, loserish mentality. And it's something that I refuse to buy into. Absolutely refuse to buy into. Yeah, look, I think we're definitely behind Arsenal in the race for Sesko. There's no doubt about it. The only way we're going to be able to attract any level of decent striker in the summer is if we finish in the Champions League. And right now, there are no guarantees that we will be finishing in the Champions League. No guarantees whatsoever. Bro, we're not getting these guys. I appreciate that people want a big name striker. It's not happening. We're not getting these guys. And I wish people would understand that. I do really wish people would understand that we simply aren't getting these guys. Because that's not how we operate anymore. That's not us. And that's the sad reality. No, I don't think Delap would reject us. If we strongly go in for Liam Delap, I don't see how he would reject us, depending on what other clubs are in for him. Yeah, this is also a fair point. There's not a single Chelsea fan who, if you said at the start of the season, come the middle of February, we'll be in the top 4, they would have all taken that. Every single Chelsea fan would have taken that come the start of the season. Absolutely. And we're still in a good position. But we have to be honest about the current situation and accept that we're not going to finish in the top 4 this season because of our loserish mentality, which stems from the top. That's the reality. If Ipswich relegate next season, they'll miss about... Bro, the lap's gone regardless. The lap's gone regardless. But let me just find something about the lap, because Ben Jacobs was saying something yesterday about, you know, Chelsea being in pole position and whatnot to sign Delap, and that Delap would be open to the Chelsea project and he'd be intrigued about a move there. You know, we've done all this groundwork and whatnot. I don't know how true any of that is, but let's just bring this up on screen now, because it looks like Delap is going to be that guy. Let's be honest here. Delap is, if we're going to get a striker this window, Delap looks like he's going to be the most obvious candidate to arrive, for sure. Chelsea are front runners to sign Liam Delap, who will leave Ipswich even if they stay up. Delap intrigued by the Chelsea project and has strong chance to become their number 9. Let me just find this little tweet here on the future of Delap. So, Chelsea are front runners to sign him. Shock. Delap to leave Ipswich even if they stay up. Let me just pause that video. I don't want to get done for some sort of copyright bullshit. Delap intrigued by the Chelsea project and has a strong chance to become their number 9. United are also interested in Delap. Man City have a buyback clause, but unlikely to be used. And this probably sums us up best. This sums up Chelsea, and this sums up what we are right now. He's a cheap alternative to Sesko, Isak, and Gyökeres. There we are. That ultimately is what it comes down to now, because he's a cheap alternative. This is what it comes down to, guys. And it is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable what is going on and what is being said right now. But it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise. That's where we're at now, guys. That is where we're at. Uh, uh well, yeah. I mean, I just don't understand why everything has to be an opportunity. Why can't we just go out and buy some proven, established players? Why does everything have to be an opportunity in the transfer market? This is what I don't understand. Everything has got to be an opportunity, and I'm sick of it. Absolutely sick of it. Look, the club didn't lower expectations by hiring a manager from the Championship. But we have to look, we have to be honest here, right? We were never, ever, with the current squad how it is, going to go from a top six finish to being Premier League title contenders. That's just fantasy stuff. That was never, ever happening, right? No one is saying that top four and a Conference League, that's the standards now. No one is saying that. But we have to realize where we are right now. And based on last season, based on the last two seasons, we have not been in the top four. We've spent the whole season in the top four so far. If we were to finish, if we were to get Champions League football and win a trophy, that is an improvement and progress and an acceptable season from what we did last season. Okay. It's not acceptable in the grand scheme of things of where we're looking to be and what the standards are, but it is an acceptable season based on where we were last season. Now, if we are making season on season improvements, that is the most important thing. We all want to get back for challenging for the Premier League title. We all want to win the big trophies. Okay. That's not changed. Certainly not in my view. But this idea that top four and the Conference League is a lowering of standards is not true in my view. It's not true. No, it simply isn't true. That's where we are right now. No one wants to. I'm not accepting that. Oh, that's just us now. Whatever. But that is the reality. That's where we are right now. And until we make the signings, and until we, you know, address the squad, add the quality that we need, then we will just be a top 14 unless we make those relevant changes. And that's the reality, guys. That's the reality right now. I mean, look, at this rate, yeah, we might have to take it. At this rate, we might have to. Who knows where we're going to end up finishing in the league? So at least the Conference League win would guarantee us Europa League football. I'm not saying I want Europa League football, but we need to make sure we just get it in the bag by winning that, because we don't even know where we're going to end up finishing in the league. Yeah, it's mad. It's absolutely mad. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Oh right, yeah. So that just because mate, I've criticised the ownership many, many times. Okay, but I'm not sure how me not saying it every second of the day means that I'm happy to be a top 14. But we need to realise where we are right now. We haven't been a top 14 for the last two seasons. So we need to get back to being a top 14 before we think about anything else. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, we should be winning Premier League titles, because we're not good enough. So why did I sit here and say that to please people's agendas? Oh, yeah, standards this, standards that. It's deluded to say that we're going to win Premier League titles. Yeah, they probably would be. They probably would be. No, we absolutely won't be. But with our mentality, yeah, no, we won't. I don't see us staying in the Champions League for long, in those Champions League spaces for long. I absolutely don't, because we are in trouble, guys. We are in trouble. And that's a collective responsibility. Maresca's now got to find a way that he can find a different way. Yeah, that's deluded, in my opinion. He expects to win the title next season. It's not happening. That is deluded. It is. You know, that doesn't mean that I dislike him as a person. That doesn't mean anything like that. But if he said that, then I think that is deluded and totally unrealistic. How can anyone expect Chelsea to win the Premier League title next season when you look at the squad and you look at us? It's unrealistic. It is unrealistic. You can see us signing 2 strikers. Like Tony's not going to come. Yeah, Delap will end up coming. I don't know what other attacking signings we're going to make. I don't know what other attacking signings we're going to make. But come on, like mate, you surely don't think that we're going to win the Premier League next season. We have to be realistic here. Me saying that we're not going to win the Premier League next season is not me not having standards. It's called being realistic. We're struggling to make the top 4 at the moment. What are we seeing that on the pitch, and what are we seeing in the way that we operate that people think we're going to be challenging for the title next season? That's what I don't understand. That's what I do not understand. And that's a major concern for me at where we're at right now. A major concern. Guys, keep smashing the likes. Subscribe if you're new around here. All that good stuff. You lot know exactly what to do. So yeah, let's keep running these likes up. Subscribe if you're new around here. Let's get it done. Let's get it done, guys. Run this up. Run this up. Keep subscribing, guys. We'd greatly appreciate it. Big up to everyone who is still locked in. But the likes are poor, guys. We're 56 likes. We need to be doing better than that. Apparently, Nico Williams is another target. Felix Leao swap deal's not happening. We've talked about Williams has been mentioned so many times, right? Have you seen the guy's wages? I don't know why Nico Williams gets mentioned with Chelsea, because we're not paying his wages. The guy's on about 200k a week at Athletic Bilbao. A move to the Premier League, he's going to want a pay rise. We're not doing that. We're simply not offering that. We can't offer that. He does, mate. He absolutely does. Yeah, exactly. This is my point. What happens if Palmer gets injured? No, the reason we're not making top 4 is because the squad has not been put together well enough. That's the reality. How did Poch prove that the squad was good enough to finish top 4 when he finished 6th? Interesting that. Please tell me how the squad was good enough to finish 4th last season, but we finished 6th. The squad wasn't good enough to finish top 4 last season because we didn't do it. That's the reality. We didn't do it. You know, people keep saying, "Oh, it was good enough. It was good enough," but it wasn't, was it? Because we didn't do it. So the squad wasn't good enough to finish in the top 4. The squad isn't good enough to finish in the top 4 this season either. You know, and if we do it, then we would have exceeded expectations based on my view of the squad. You know, that's what we're saying here. That's what we're saying here, guys. We haven't got any strikers in the squad. We've got a lack of midfield depth. We've got no top-class goalkeeper. We've got no top-class centre-backs. But people are telling me that this squad last season was good enough to finish in the top 4. The reality was it wasn't, because we didn't do it. If it was good enough, then we would have done it. But it wasn't. No, thank you. Yeah, that's the only present I'm wanting. Only present I want today. Not today, sorry. Well, it is my birthday today, but tomorrow I want the present of 3 points. Nothing else matters. Thought Joao Felix supposed to be Palmer's replacement. Yeah, well, this is it. You know, we're taking so many risks here now. So many risks. I watched into their last game. I saw Martinez, Thuram, Taramian, and Altovich as their strikers. I said to myself, how come Maresca can't manage Palmer and Felix? Look, these are all, some of them play wide. Look, yeah, look, Inter rotate a lot. Inzaghi's very flexible. So, yeah. No, it is today. Cheers. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're down to bare bones. Like, we're literally one injury away in multiple positions from being fucked. One injury away in multiple positions from being fucked, and it's not acceptable. But we're asking for this. This is what we've been asking for. You know, when you fail to prepare, then you shouldn't be surprised when you get absolutely shafted like this, because you're asking for something like this to happen. You are waiting for this to happen. That is what we're doing. We're waiting for this to happen. Simple as that. It's not. Of course it's not. It absolutely isn't. Yeah, it probably is. Sure, we can have patience with Jorgensen, absolutely. My predictions for tomorrow, probably 1-1 draw, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if we lost. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we lost. No, I really wouldn't be surprised if we lost, guys. Yeah, I said this at the time, you know, any semblance of winning culture that was in the club has been ripped away. It's been absolutely ripped away. Any semblance of winning culture. That's it. You know, it's gone. It's gone, guys. And they think that employing a former rugby league star is going to instill winning culture. It's poor. It's really, really poor. Please tell me on those 10 players, right, who's actually contributing to the first team? Because Dewsbury Hall's not, Kellyman's not. Vega's been and gone. Felix has been and gone. Tosin, it was a freebie. He's contributing a little bit. That's 5 of the signings. Yes, okay, Neto and Sancho have come in. They should be contributing. That's now 7. Kellyman is not doing anything. That was never the plan for him to do anything. Anselmino was signed in the summer. Guiu as well. So you've got 10 players there, right? And you say we signed 10 players. True. But not all 10 of those are strengthening the team. 2 of those at best. Well, 3 at a push out of those 10 are strengthening the team. So let's not do this that we brought 10 players in to strengthen the team, because we didn't. Those 10 players weren't all signed for the first team. 3 of those are really contributing to the first team in Neto, Sancho, and Tosin. The rest of them not doing anything. Yeah, he was here for 3 months. That was good. These might be all the matches we see injuries due to intensity. So I don't know. What was behind that transfer was PSR and doing a favour for Villa because they signed Martin from us. That's what we were doing. Let's not forget they're the youngest squad in the league. Yeah, but bro, we're not going to invest wisely in the summer. That's the thing. And the reason why, yeah, right now we're obviously in a position that we're happy with, but ultimately we all know we're not staying in that position because of the way the squad's been put together and because of our lack of options right now. Yes, it's the youngest squad in the league, but that's not an excuse. There should have been experience put in with that squad as well. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. At the end of the day, it's simply unacceptable, guys. Yeah, and Vega was never playing centre back here though. That's the point. Vega was signed. I like Vega. Vega was signed predominantly as a backup left back to Cucurella, but I also liked him because he could play centre back and play in midfield. But Vega wasn't signed to be a centre back because he wasn't going to play ahead of Colwell, Badiashile, Fofana, and all these guys. Maybe when he comes back from loan, he could be a genuine option there. But I'm not blaming Maresca for not playing Vega at centre back. That's not his fault, because Vega was never signed to be a centre back. No one was calling for Renato Vega to play centre back. No one was. Just check, Newcastle plays City on Saturday, and whoever wins that goes above us. And if Bournemouth beats Southampton by 3 or more goals, yeah, look, it's a big day. We need to win tomorrow, because one of Newcastle or City are dropping points, and that's massive for us. You know, there's a chance here. There's a real chance here for us to actually take advantage of a situation for the first time in a while. We still have to play most of the teams who are competing for top 4. Yeah, we don't. No, we really don't. And this is the problem. No easy games, guys. No easy games whatsoever. We need to be careful here. We need to be very, very careful. Very, very careful. Very, very careful. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what we're going to do. We're taking the first steps in becoming the English Moneyball trading players and AI generate. Yeah, no, bro, I hear you. I absolutely hear you on that. And it's not good. It's really, really not good. But that's what we're becoming. That is what we are becoming. And it's poor. And it's unacceptable. And it's not good enough. But that is exactly what we are right now. That sums up the football club from top to bottom. Poor, unacceptable, and not good enough. Yeah, I don't think. How can we say Palmer's falling off disastrously when he's got 14 goals this season? How can we say that? Yeah, Nkunku doesn't suit this team, and he needs to get more out of him. Yes, Gusto's dropped off. Neto is struggled to settle in. But you're moving goalposts, because before you were telling me, oh, we signed 10 players to improve the squad. We signed 10 players. 2 or 3 of them are improving the squad. We're not going to finish above 7th. No, look, I suspect we'll finish 5th or 6th. That is my current prediction on what's going on. That is my current prediction. I think we are struggling right now. No doubt about it. We're struggling. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens. Let's wait and see what happens. But yeah, I think it's a problem, guys. It's absolutely a problem right now. We're losing our backbone while Strasbourg will never lose theirs. Yeah, Nkunku does suit the 10, but he's never going to play there instead of Palmer. But maybe we try Palmer as a false 9 and Nkunku as a 10. Maybe that's gonna. Maybe that will help us. I don't know the answers to these questions. That is the problem. Guys, we're 30 likes away from 100. There's 117 in the building. Let's get these likes up. Keep smashing that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. All of that good stuff, guys. All of that good stuff. But let's run it up, guys. Subscribing, get the likes up. There's plenty of you in here. Plenty of you in here. But talking of standards, let's talk about what's going on here at the moment, because we've got a situation where Maresca today in the press conference saying, I didn't say the target was top 4. The club never told me that. The target was in 2 years to play Champions League, not in 1 year. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Yeah, my brown. To be honest, mate, I've actually received a few brown envelopes today. Obviously the birthday and that. There's been some brown envelopes delivered through the door today. So yeah, it's a good day. A good day. Brown envelopes have come through the door. Very generous as well, by the way. Birthday today, so you know they've topped up. They put a little bit extra in. They put a bit extra in the envelope this time for me, as a thank you for continuing to defend the club like I do every time. So yeah, Mate, thanks for checking in, mate. But yeah, guys, anyone who'd like to know, brown envelopes did arrive today, and yeah, all is well, all is well. No, I'm not confident about the game tomorrow either. Absolutely not. Imagine spending $1.5 billion and acting like top four is an over. Yeah, bro, I hear you. I hear you. I'm glad that this is out in public from Maresca because it exposes those above him. But we're also at a situation where I look at it and I'm like, well, hang on a second. These guys are just going to keep moving the goalposts because that's what they do. They're goalpost shifters. They're goalpost shifters. Mate, I don't care what he means. He can say whatever he wants. He can say whatever he wants. And Nkunku will do nothing. No, he probably won't. He probably won't. If we do Palmer false line, we risk playing every available player without any rotation available. If you play Palmer as a false, no, but you'll have one option. You'll have like Madueke and George available, which is great. Which is great. Why is there? Do you think some players will leave Chelsea if Chelsea don't get in the top four? Yeah, potentially. Potentially. Well, apparently it's because with the B sample, no one has to. You don't have to disclose when that comes back. So I suspect Chelsea have already got it, but they've just not announced it because there's no way a B sample takes this long. No, I'm not saying that, but I've been accused of that, and we're just having a bit of a laugh about it because it's complete and utter nonsense. That's the long and the short of it, guys. It's complete and utter nonsense. But yeah, this is ridiculous because we were supposed to finish in I mean, sarcasm is greatly lost on the internet, unfortunately, massively lost. Obviously, I'm not. I just say my thoughts and feelings. If people agree, they agree. If they don't agree, they don't agree. That's fine. At the end of the day, we all want Chelsea to do well. We all want Chelsea to do well. But this idea that people think I'm being paid by the football club is a strange one. Is a very strange one. Yes, the team has received investment, but you said 10 players were added to improve the team. Out of those 10 players, 3 improved the team. No, he's been left in the Conference League squad. He's been left in the Conference League squad. I don't know what that means necessarily, but he has been left in the Conference League squad, guys. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what comes of that. Let's wait and see what comes of that. I'm not sure what's going to come of it, but yeah, the fact that he's been left in there, does that mean they know something we don't know? I'm not entirely sure, but we will see. Reece James is supposedly available tomorrow. But what I wanted to get on this right is that everything's changing because we're getting so many mixed messages right now. Because obviously he said that today. He has said that before as well, by the way. But I just wanted to bring up we've got a lot of mixed messaging going on here. A lot of mixed messaging going on. And this has been nicely put together in this tweet here. So let me just bring it up. Let's just bring this up quickly. So we've got Maresca saying top 4 wasn't a target. Stewart saying it's a must. And Cucurella saying top 4 is non-negotiable. Does anyone at Chelsea have the same meeting? So we've got here, our objective has to be to win a trophy, conference we can do something good, and the cups. Cups are gone now. Last year, we got to a final and a semi-final. In the league, we have to be in the top 4. So that's Cucurella saying we have to be in the top 4. We've then got Lawrence Stewart saying, this is a club that needs to be in the Champions League. is a club that needs to be competing to win trophies consistently, and we want to do that with a certain way of playing football. So needs to be in the Champions League. The plan with the club was that the next season to get top 4 and then the season after challenge for the title. This is why I said we're ahead of my expectations because we spend most of the season so far in the top 4. So he said this less than a month ago. Like, what is it, guys? What is it then? What is this mixed messaging we're putting out there? Is top 4 the target or is top 4 not the target? The fact that the club would tell the manager that top 4 isn't the target before the season, I find that absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I find it absolutely incredible how that's the case. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it, guys, that this is seemingly what's going on here. But that is exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And they think that people are going to believe it, and they think that people will fall for it. No one is falling for the nonsense that is going on right now. Absolutely no one. And it's the same, and it's the same with injuries. It's the same with injuries. Look at this now. You know, look at this now. These injury updates we're getting. Injury updates, Maresca feels like a roulette wheel. March, April, 2 weeks, 3 months, spin and pray. So Maresca says he hopes Lavia to be back mid-March. Maresca says Lavier's out for a while still. April likely. Might not even be April. Maresca on Wesley Fofana. Medical staff said 3 to 4 months. Maresca says Wesley Fofana will be back in 2 to 3 weeks. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like, how are we putting out such such nonsense here? How are we putting out such nonsense here? Like, are people just guessing? Is there miscommunication between the medical department and the manager? Like, are we just making stuff up? Yeah. What are we doing? What are we doing? But it's mad, isn't it? It's absolutely mad. Both. I care where we are right now, and I care where we are come the end of the season. Both of those things can be true, and I care about both of those things. Not massively, not hugely. I do keep a small eye on it, but not. I'd be lying if I said I'm regularly keeping an eye on it, because I don't. But yeah, that's that. Yeah, we are. People would have a lot more respect for this football club if they were just honest and didn't lie about stuff. That's the reality here, guys. Just be honest and don't lie about shit. It's not difficult. Can we just sell Lavia, Reese, and Fofana? We're not going to sell them. Yeah, no, you're right, mate. Absolutely. Because it's my fault that we didn't sign a striker because I didn't organise a protest. Yeah, that's it. The men, Stuart and Sassuolo should let Monaco now playing Champions League football. We have. We all know we need the UCL for financial reasons. Why don't they say it's a target? Yeah, I don't understand it. Yeah, possibly, but there's the problem is at the moment is that there's so much mixed messaging coming out of the football club. Mixed messaging everywhere coming out of this football club. Guys, we're 4 subscribers away from 15,730. Let's get it up to 15,730. Smash the likes, guys, as well. But let's get another 4 subscribers if we can. But keep smashing that like button, guys. It's free. It takes seconds. We need 20 more likes to get this to 100 likes. That would be fantastic if we can do it. No, I don't even think this is a coach issue. Yes, the manager's got to do better. Yes, he is responsible for getting more out of these guys on the football pitch. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But I don't think anyone uh I don't think anyone knows uh what's going on here. I don't think anyone really knows what's going on at the fucking club. No one's got a clue what is happening here. No one's got a clue. I don't understand it. Just one normal day. Just one normal day would be fantastic. Um, but hey, this is where we are. It's different answers every week. This is it. If both Lowe and Fafana get offers from other clubs, and it's better to get rid of them. I don't know, to be honest. Yeah, this is it. The people don't learn. People don't learn because we just go in a rinse and repeat cycle. People seemingly just do not learn. We just go rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. That's what we do. So yeah, it's peak. It is absolutely peak. But hey, it's what we do, isn't it? It is what we do, guys. Like ultimately, you sack the manager, the directors stay in place, you get a different manager in, you're having the same conversation this time next year. We'll be sitting here having the same conversation. Yeah, exactly. You look back to what we used to be, and we're a million miles from it. An absolute million miles from it. I'll probably go Jorgensen in goal, Gusto, Chalobah, Colwell, Cucurella, Enzo, and Caicedo. I'd have Neto on the right, Sancho on the left, Nkunku in the 10, and I have Palmer as a false 9. I cannot have Nkunku as a number 9 again. We have to do something different. We have to. We have to, we have to, we have to. Just anything different, guys, would be good. Anything different. I haven't read into the news properly. The sanctions have been dropped or they've been lessened on him by the EU. I've not fully looked into it, so I will wait and see on that one. Yes, big up, bro, big up. I do actually hope Newcastle win the Carabao Cup. That needs to happen. That does need to happen. Absolutely. But big up to you, Geordie. But yeah, no, it's not, guys. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for us. We have to be honest. It's really not looking good. Where do we go from here? Because I've just got a feeling that we're not winning tomorrow. I've just got that feeling we're not going to win. Maybe we can somehow scam a win. Maybe somehow we scam a win. But I don't think anyone is confident of Chelsea getting a win tomorrow. And that just seems ridiculous that we're going to an away game against Brighton and none of us feel like we're going to get 3 points. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. And it's a total mess. It is a complete and utter mess. How we're still in the position that we're in is quite something. I don't know how we're fourth. I don't know. Personally, I don't agitate for manager sacking. Rather, if possible, sack the owners. This is because they don't. Yeah, bro. Thing is, though, it's much easier to sack the manager, isn't it? No, I wouldn't have thought so. I wouldn't have thought so. He's barely trained this week, so I wouldn't have thought so. Yeah, Nkunku's playing. We haven't got anyone else. Nkunku will definitely play. Whether he plays down the middle or whether he plays as a false nine, I don't know. Or sorry, as a 10 even. When Conrad took over Chelsea at 10th, he didn't say this or that. Same with Tuchel when he took over. Yeah, but bro, look at the difference in squads that we had. We had winning squads, top professionals, some of the best in the business. The squads are night and day now. No, I'm not either. The league's been that bad. If it was last season, we'd be sitting 6th to 10th. We probably would be, yeah. They play in a totally different way. That's what we've become. Bro, that's exactly what happened. We were overperforming, and now we've hit a rough patch, and everything's gone to shit. Everything has gone to shit, which is quite something, isn't it? Quite something how it's all gone to shit. But hey, who knows what the next 3 months have got in store for us? I've got absolutely no idea. But what I do know is it's going to be difficult. We're going to have some problems, and we're just going to have to hope it doesn't get too toxic. We just got to, anywhere, anyhow, we need to find some wins. And the manager needs to switch things up and try something different. The manager's got to switch things up and try something different. So, yeah. We see. We wait and see. Tough, guys. It's tough right now. I wouldn't say Jorgensen was awful. I think it's too early to decide on that, on how good he actually is. I think it's way too early to decide on how good he is or isn't. But it's going to be a tough one, guys. It's going to be a tough one. There's no doubt about it. Bro, I'd love to have the same... Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? It is a strange one. Bro, I'd love that. I'd love it. I don't think it's going to happen. I'll guess a draw or Chelsea win. Yeah, I think a draw is most likely, but let's wait and see. Anyway, guys, I am going to round this one out here. Big up to everyone that's tuned in this afternoon. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Please smash that like button on the way out. We are 13 likes away from 100. Let's try and get those run up to 100 likes on our way out, guys. Please smash that like button. Please hit the subscribe button as well, people. So, yeah, please subscribe. Please smash the likes. Get this to 100. And yeah, guys, I will catch you lot tomorrow. I might do a show before the game, actually, 1 p.m. tomorrow as well, depending on what is going on, if there's enough news and stuff. So please stay tuned for that one. But yeah, guys, love for the support. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday afternoon. Up the Chelsea and peace.